Good. How about you guys?
Good, good. So what's the challenge with a game like this? You know, trying to.
The challenge is terminology. They've all got different terminology. Their offensive line coaches got different terminology. Get inside, get outside, get your left hand up, all things like that. So I make the point to them, don't let the terminology weigh you down. Just ask. My coach says wider, you say tighter. What do you want me to do? And that's the big challenge is terminology.
When it comes to, obviously it's a game and you want to win the game, but what it also comes to for a lot of these guys is an opportunity to kind of showcase themselves and get better for the chance for the NFL. What do you want to see from these guys when you go through this like next 3 or 4 days before you go?
They gotta compete. They gotta go like mad. You know, we tell them about being a little bit cautious, but that brings them. They gotta go like mad, and they just gotta try to whip the guy in front of them at all costs. And I tell them, I will slow you down if I need to, but you gotta literally, you gotta try to kill the guy in front of him, and that's the most important thing.
Well, both of you guys, you mentioned the challenges with terminology. What's some of the benefits you get? I mean, you are a fresh voice that they've heard from coaches. Do you enjoy that at all? Or?
Yeah, we have to communicate. And just going what Tony says is knowing the terminology and how much we can communicate and talk to each other on defense to get lined up, know what our responsibilities are. That all starts pre-snap, before we even snap the ball. And for us to even have a chance, that has to be the priority, and that's what we're fighting through, is what kind of Tony's saying with terminology. Our defensive responsibilities and tying everybody together is the challenge coming from all these different programs. And like I might say it a different way, you might hear it a different way, but we got to get these guys now all doing it the same way, so when we eventually get at the end of the week, then they can have success, then they can, show what their abilities are, but they can't do that until they can communicate the correct terminology and the correct techniques. That's the big challenge.
This is the second year this game's at UCF. I mean, what about this opportunity to be at UCF and have the game in Orlando as opposed to Hawaii where it used to be?
Well, I mean, being here, I think if you ask the guys, travel's always a part of anything. Now they're traveling, it's maybe a little more travel friendly. I mean, they're here, Florida's a beautiful area. Guys are driving, shorter flights. I mean, the Aloha Bowl, the tradition, I'm not going to speak for it, but the tradition is tremendous, as we all know. And to be there is a reward, but they see this as a reward also. And to be around good guys and to be around us coaches, we're all happy to be here. I don't care where it is.
You talked about the terminology and everything. How important is it then for the guys away from the field to maybe want to connect with some of the coaches and try to, maybe get some tips and some thoughts about what they need to do?
They're always asking. They were asking to come off the field because they want to be better tomorrow. Says, Coach, we get through. Well, they got things going on because, remember, one is the scouts and dealing with the scouts. As boring as that is, hand, arm, weight, all, and Wonderlic, and as funny as that is still number one. Interviews number two, making sure that when they go back to their general manager, the general manager says, did you talk to Dylan? Oh God, that's the one guy I missed. So that can't happen. So we become, so when they ask us, boy, I want to get with some film, I says, okay, we will, but you've got some responsibilities. And then they're trying to make it fun for them, so they got the bounce house and things like that. So, and then tomorrow's here, and then they better get some sleep.
Coaches, what will you do differently tomorrow that you did not do today?
Zero.
Everything's the same.
I'm being facetious. We'll add. It's a normal preseason, whatever. We've added. They're rating defenses. We're rating plays, and within reason for Saturday.
Overall, were you pleased with what you saw today?
I think, yeah.
Go ahead, Glenn. Go ahead.
You're pleased as the practice went along. It didn't start the way you want because we wanted to be where we wanted to be as coaches, but they progressed and went in the right direction. And tomorrow is the day that we're going to just keep on looking for the progression. But it's a hard day. Yesterday they do heights, like with heights and weights, and guys are getting in late for travel, and rushing through lunch, and then they got da. Next thing you know, boom, now we're out there, now they can listen to us. So today's probably the hardest day from that standpoint. We don't use that for an excuse, so we're just seeing maybe a little more calmness, getting some rest, getting some sleep, eating well, hydrating, and then come out tomorrow and see that improvement and see all the things that we're talking about to get better at it.
Yeah, LaQuiston, I was impressed. Dylan, LaQuiston, we Jahari, we got some on our offensive line. There's some nice athletes over there. Yes.
All right, thanks guys. Appreciate it.
Good.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.